So, those joining us on video, we just had a little game of dodgeball with tennis balls. So, if I would let the ball go here, which way is the ball going to go? Which is a very common misconception. Okay, most people. So we're twirling around like this. Okay, if we let the ball go here, boom, goes straight down. Okay, in order for us to throw the ball that way, where do we have to let the ball go? Somewhere at the top. If there wasn't gravity, it'd be okay. Which, sorry, that is not a good pass. If you let the ball go here, which way did it go? Hits the ceiling, right? I didn't see many of these, but if you let the ball go here, which way would it go? Ah, look out! Okay. Why? Which way is the ball moving right at this moment in time? Down. Is everybody okay with that? So when you let go of the string, what does inertia want to do? Continue moving in the same direction at the same speed. Just wants to let me just do what I want to do. And when you let go of it, it has that ability or capability to do that. Okay. So what you have is it's always moving, like you let it go here, it's going off like that. In a way, in mathematical terms, it always wants to move in a path that is tangent to the circle. Good with that? So like here, it wants to move that way, path that is tangent to the circle, because that's what inertia wants to do. Good with that? Okay. Before I turn you loose on here, I want to reestablish kind of the mode of operation for these multiple choice questions. So I'll give you a series of questions like this. Initially, what I want you to do is I want you to just read the question, think about it, and do your best to answer, come up with a conclusion of here's what I think, and here's why I think it. Okay? And then I'm going to give you a chance to converse amongst yourselves. So we're going to take a little break from the physics aspect. Look around you. This is your physics family for this semester. Okay? Introduce yourselves to those in your local neighborhood. Hi, neighbor. My name is. Pleasure to meet you. How you doing? These are the people that are going to help you engage in learning physics. Okay? Then go catty corner. You got anybody adjacent? All right. So, check out that question. Tell your neighbor what you think and why you think it.
Imagine that thing is on a circle. And then if you let go right there, it's going to keep going.
Okay, what do you say the answer is? Correct answer is C. Okay. from a bird's eye point of view, you're going, and the Coke just wants to continue moving in a straight line path, tangent to the circle. If you're in the car, what does the cup of Coke look like it does? Looks like it tips over to the right. Does that make sense? But that's because you're in the car and it's moving and you're doing something that inertia doesn't want to do. But if you're looking at a bird's eye view, the can of Coke is just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what? This is, I just want to keep on going. Like, what are you doing going off the straight line path? Like, inertia just like, let's keep doing this. That makes sense? Thumbs up when you have a guess. Have a conversation.
It depends on how you fall.
Just at rest, and
You fall at rest.
like you start at rest. It isn't like you jump. Okay. I don't know if you can recall the last time you were on, or like your childhood memories of merry-go-rounds. But every time I jumped off, I'd hit the ground. I'd hit the ground and be like, oh man. And I'd always blame it on being dizzy. Like, wow, I'm just really dizzy. What's the correct answer? Correct answer is C, tangent to the circular path. Even though you feel like you're going outward. Okay, your body's moving this way. So if I would have known physics as a kid, I could have like dismounted from the merry-go-round and been like, boom. Yeah. Everybody were like, dude, how'd you do that? Like, physics. And I would have been like one of the cool kids. But, you know, didn't happen that way. You good with that? Does that make sense? How that's working? You're not gonna go this way. You're going this way. Okay? Good with that? Okay. Let me This is why you don't smoke marijuana. Okay. Notice the path tangent to the circle.
Have you seen the picture of the kid's eyes afterwards?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is horrible.
Okay. This next one, this is horrible footage, but it's a great camera angle. Watch the tangent to the path. Ready? Ready? Boom. Look at that. Tangent to the path is like perfect. Can't get much better than that. Okay? Is everybody good with that? Like it's going in the path that's the way it's moving, it just continues to move in that direction. Okay? So what I have is a penny and a coat hanger, and we're going to balance the penny on the edge of the coat hanger. Okay. Brock, go ahead and just bump that.
Do you want me to hit it off?
Just not the penny, just the coat hanger. Okay. Is everybody like it's just sitting there? It's not glued. It's not like stuck. There's sometimes I have a hard time balancing this, but okay. So we got a penny on a coat hanger. Now the real trick. Oh yeah. Okay, now you know you've arrived when you can stop it. That's what's like the real skill. Oh, boom! Look at that. Boom! Woo! That does not happen every hour. You guys are pretty fortunate. All right. So if we were to do a free body diagram of the penny, you'd have gravity going down and normal force going which way? Everybody good with that? I'm not going to worry about gravity for this conversation. Yes, it's a thing. Okay. Now, as the coat hanger spins, which way is the coat hanger exerting a force on the penny at that location? Normal force going to the right. You all right with that? Okay. As the coat hanger continues to go around, which way is the normal force pointing now? And here, everybody see the pattern? Okay. How would you describe which way the normal force is pointing in each circumstance? It is always pointing which way?
Towards the center.
Towards the center. You all right with that? Normal force is always pointing towards the center of the circular path. Okay? So the way we would describe that is that normal force is playing the role of centripetal force. Okay? Centripetal force causes an object to move in a circular path. Causes an object to move in a circular path. And it always acts perpendicular. Nope, I don't want to do that. Always acts inward towards the center of the circular path. Always acts inward towards the center of the circular path. And the last characteristic, it always acts perpendicular to the direction of motion. Always acts perpendicular to the direction of motion. Okay. Always acts inward towards the center of the circular path and always acts perpendicular to the direction of motion. What do I mean by that last phrase? So if this is the tennis ball, it's moving this way. At this moment in time, it's moving this way. Centripetal force is going to be acting perpendicular to the way it's moving at that location. That's what that last point means. Good with that? Questions? Points of confusion? Good with that? Okay, so those are some facts. Let's start applying them. In this scenario, I don't care about gravity because gravity is acting like this way, so I'm not really concerned about that. Okay, let me focus this scenario down a little bit. Let's say you've already been spinning and you're now in this constant state of spinning. What forces are acting on you? Have a conversation. Tell them why you think so. So gravity is acting this way, so I'm not worried about gravity. Correct answer is B, beautiful babies. Okay, so here's the deal. Which way would you fly if your uncle let you go right at this point? Tangent to the circle, you're moving around like that. Okay, so to prevent you from going this way, what must your uncle do? Pull you in. Now you want to go this way, and your uncle must pull you in. Now you want to go this way, pull you in. This way, pull you in, pull you in. You're always being pulled in. Does that make sense? There's no force going radially outward. It's just your inertia wanting to keep on going in a straight line path. Is everybody okay with that? Thumbs up when you have a guess. Have a conversation.
1 for 4. That's a lot of interesting, right? Yeah, the doors.
Okay. Is everybody familiar with this experience?
No, I wear my seatbelt. I hit the other door.
Okay, maybe not, but you know the feeling, maybe not the door. Okay. Correct answer is B. Beautiful babies. Okay. So you're driving, you're in here, your body wants to continue moving in a straight line path. The car door or seat belt, whatever, keeps you in. One time my grandpa was driving my cousin an old beat up pickup truck. Took a turn and the door swung open. My cousin like grandpa yelled at him, "What are you doing? Grandpa, put your seatbelt on." Like they just kept going. So is it like are we catching that? So I don't know if you ever heard of this term centrifugal. If you haven't, don't worry about it. If you have, let me just tell you, it's a made up term. It means outward. That's not a thing. That is your inertia wanting to go in a straight line path. There's no force acting radially outward. Okay? There's nothing that says pulling you outward. That's just your inertia saying, I want to go in a straight line path. No, come in. I want to go in a straight line path. No, come in. I want to go in a straight line path. No, come in. It's just your inertia. That feeling that you feel is your inertia saying, I want to go in a straight line path. And something is causing you, pushing you in towards the center to make you change directions. Good with that? Okay. So another aspect of centripetal force. Last semester we talked about different types of forces. Like when we did free body diagrams, we did applied force, tension, friction, gravity, normal force. Those were our main 5. Okay. Centripetal force is not a new type of force. We're not adding that to the list of types of forces. Centripetal force is a job description or a role that one of these 5 forces plays. It's not a new type of force. So, for example, in the case of tennis ball, dodgeball, what force was playing the role of centripetal force? Tension. Does that make sense? Is always pulling towards the center. With the coat hanger and the penny, what was playing the role of centripetal force? What force? Normal force. You good with that? It's whatever force is acting towards the center of the circle. So it's not a new type of force, it's just a role or job description. Good with that? Okay. How are we doing so far? Questions, points of confusion. Couple like breaking the flow of conversation here. Couple things. Number one, I do not assign seats. So if you find yourself in a seat that is not conducive for conversations about physics, move. Like you have that freedom. I don't like. I would encourage you to move in a place where you have good conversations about physics. And then the second point is, so what was I going to tell you? If you have questions or even confusion and you don't even know how to ask the question, I'm confused. What are you confused about? I don't know. I'm just confused. and we'll figure out where the confusion is, and we'll back it up, figure out where you fell off the physics train, put you back on. And the idea is, if you're confused to the point where you don't even know how to ask a question, it'll probably be beneficial for other people to hear that again. Okay, so just throwing that you have that available. Okay, let me give you a hint. As we progress into the wintry months, let's pretend that there's ice on the road. What is that car going to do when it hits that patch of ice? Yes, it'll slide off the road, but watch the path that it takes. Just the way the car's body wants to go. Okay? It doesn't go, it goes. In the car, it looks like you go this way from your point of view, but from a bird's eye point of view, it's so whatever's like straight up in front of you, that's the mailbox you're going to hit. Good with that? So, what's playing the role of centripetal force? What type of force? Friction. And what type of force is that? Sorry, what type of friction is that? Is that kinetic or static, do you think? You want gripping between the tires and the road, right? What kind of friction is that? Static friction. Because if it's kinetic friction, what's happening? And I don't know many of you who can drift around a curve. Maybe in Mario Kart, that's about it. Okay. Does that make sense? How you want tires gripping between the road and the tire. Okay. Now, here's a really good practical piece of advice. You need to learn how to recover out of a skid in snow or ice. Like that is just a necessary, essential skill if you live anywhere where it snows or ices, it freezes. Okay. The best way I know how to do it, though it's illegal, is to go out to a parking lot that's abandoned, like it's empty, and hopefully you can find one without any street lights, lamp posts, and do donuts. Okay. It's probably not going to hold up in court. Well, my physics teacher told me I could. Like, you're on your own. Don't get caught. But it is a great way to learn how to recover out of the skid. The point is not to do donuts. The point is to like how to recover once you're in the donut skid. Does that make sense? Okay. You will slide at some point in your driving career, guaranteed, probably multiple times. It is really good if you had some practice in a safe spot where you're not going to hit anything or anybody to be able to recover. Okay. Here's the theory. Have you ever heard someone give you the advice you need to turn into the skid? Have you ever heard that? It's sound advice. Here's what goes on. So as you're sliding, your tires are turned, I'm exaggerating, are turned this way. But you're going this way. Your tires are now experiencing kinetic friction, and what you need to do is reestablish static friction. So just like you have anti-lock brakes, you want to keep those wheels spinning. You're going to turn your wheels back into, it's going to feel like you turn your wheels this way. But in reality, what you're doing is you're turning your wheels so they go in line with the way your car is moving, skidding. And so that your wheels can now reestablish spinning or turning. So you reestablish static friction. And then once you regain that, then hopefully you can navigate the curve. Does that make sense? So that's some good stuff. Okay. Oops. If you ever been in this Graviton or Tilt-A-Whirl, or it's the room where it spins and then they drop the floor out from underneath you and you're stuck on the wall, those rides. Makes you puke. Good fun. Probably goes. Okay. So now I'm going to put the camera inside that ride so that the room is spinning. It's starting to slow down. The floor has been dropped from out from beneath them. What they're feeling is like the feeling you'd have on a merry-go-round that's spun really fast. Okay, this girl's trying to get to the center. Like pretend you're like trying to walk to the center of the merry-go-round. That's what she's feeling right now. Okay. What forces are acting on her? The floor has been dropped. Have a conversation. Okay, for the sake of time, everybody go with gravity. Okay, is the horizontal force going to the right or to the left, or both? Going in towards the center of the circular path. It's going to the left. What type of force is that? What's playing the role of centripetal force? Normal force. Okay, what's her motion vertically? Is she moving vertically? No. So you know what about the sum of the forces? Has to equal 0. A is the correct answer. What is that force? It's friction. Static friction holding you up. Good with that? You got a pre-quiz due tomorrow. That's on Canvas. You need to get 2 right to pass 100%. If you get 2 wrong, you fail a 0. Watch the video first. It's on Canvas. Due by tomorrow. Lucas. See ya. You too, Oliver.